I feel like I'm the only person who does not like Marcel. So please tell me if you don't like Marcel as well. I just find monkeys unnerving because they're a lot more intelligent than we often think they are, and I always wonder what they're thinking, and I just am not a fan of Marcel. However, the one where the monkey gets away is still pretty decent, and it's not an episode that I dislike. I don't skip it. I don't think there's really any Friends episode that I skip, but certainly, like this one, there are some that I am less likely to watch than others. This is the 19th episode of the first season. We're very near the end of the first season here. And by this point, we've very much established the relationship, or lack thereof, between Rachel and Ross. And while this one's technically about Marcel, it's definitely about Rachel and Ross. And to be honest, for the most part, that's the premise of this entire season. This one is written by Jeff Astrof and Mike Sikowitz and directed by Peter Boners. And the premise is simple. Rachel has to look after Marcel, and she accidentally lets Marcel out of the house, and the gang have to try and track down Marcel. I won't give any spoilers until near the end, so just in case you haven't... In fact, no, there will be spoilers in this, because I kind of can't talk about it too much without giving spoilers. If you haven't seen it, and you just want to know my overall thoughts on this episode, obviously it's worth watching, but it's not my favourite. There will be probably spoilers from here. The fact that Barry is mentioned in this, yeah, fair enough. I feel like they could have hung on to that a little bit longer and maybe mentioning Barry and Mindy a little later down the line, maybe in another season. But of course, there was never any guarantee that there would be another season. It's only with the benefit of hindsight that we can see that there would be 10 glorious seasons of Friends. That gives us, mixed emotions for Rachel. How is she going to feel towards Ross? Maybe she could go to Ross to cry on his shoulder. Maybe she would, were it not for the fact that everybody's distracted by the fact that she lost Marcel. And even though I don't like Marcel, I have to say the interaction Rachel has with the monkey, especially when it poops in Monica's shoe, I loved. When she's asking Marcel if he pooped in the shoe, I thought it was brilliant. Really funny, very entertaining. I think Jennifer Aniston's performance in this is brilliant. It always is, but Rachel's kind of flapping about everywhere, very unnerved, not really sure what to do, and I think Aniston's performance with that is brilliant. But I've never, ever really seen anybody in Friends and thought, that was a bad performance. I'm sure there were days where they weren't as good as others, but I really enjoyed it. We obviously get a couple of supporting characters in this. The brilliant Larry Hankin as Mr. Heckles. I love him. He's fantastic. He is great in this, and I do think he is brilliant. A little bit peculiar, that spoilers, as I said, a little bit peculiar that he got his hands on Marcel, but I guess not impossible. The whole truckload of bananas did amuse me. And then, of course, we have Megan Cavanagh as Luisa. And there's something about this character that I really like. I don't know what it is, but I just really like this character a lot. And obviously she's meant to be an antagonist. Maybe it's because I'm anti-Marcel, although Katie is a wonderful actor. Katie did a great job as Marcel the monkey. But I really did like Luisa in this one. I can't fault the episode. There's nothing wrong with it. It's a really great, character development. This is one of the first times when we're getting to see tension between Ross and Rachel, and certainly when we're seeing Ross feeling negatively towards Rachel, which is really important because really up until this point he's kind of been all puppy love and doting on her, and she's basically a shining star who can do no wrong. But she loses his monkey, and that's going to cause a lot of problems. So I think it's definitely great for character progression. I can't fault the episode. It may not be my personal favourite, but ultimately there's nothing wrong with it, and actually I think it is pretty funny.